Disgraced actor James Franco claims to have caught an alien on his doorfront camera. And he'd made this video like super serious, and it's honestly kind of weird. I'm really into UFOs and I love alien stuff, but this is obviously fake. It's obviously a publicity stunt. He just got a TikTok account in June 2026 and got 1 million followers like overnight. And I think that he's gonna try to make a comeback. For people who don't remember, he had like a fake acting college and he would put actresses through kissing school. And there's like a bunch of other allegations that came out to him, but he just a general weirdo, got ostracized. His friend Seth Rogen disowned him. So there's definitely like untold stories there too. But what do you guys think? Do you actually believe James Franco saying that there was an alien outside of his house? Or do you think it's a publicity stunt?
Did you know that in China they raise giant rats on farms? And no, they are not like the rats in Paris or Remy from the movie Ratatouille. These are real furry monsters. In China, they call them bamboo rats. And if you have one of these creatures in your house, you are almost like a king. And this is not a joke. Many Chinese people go out to hunt them, dig through the ground, search for holes, and use special clamps to catch them. Once captured, they take them to farms and place them in special cages. Then the farmers cut bamboo into small pieces and feed it to the rats like it is their luxury buffet. And they eat all day, chewing, chewing, and chewing until they become as fat as a French bulldog. When they are fully grown and plump, the best moment arrives. Well, for humans, not for the rat. They clean them, prepare them, and cook them in a pan. Some say it is one of the most luxurious and special dishes in China. Some even claim that if you eat bamboo rat, you will live a healthy and strong life for at least 100 years. Not bad for a rodent. So while some people have chickens or rabbits, in China they have giant rats that eat bamboo and eventually become a delicacy. Would you...
What's that? Oh, a 19-year-old that flew into Antarctica solo has now been detained? Tell me more. Yeah, a 19-year-old named Eric flew into Antarctica all alone. Now, the purpose of this was he was trying to actually visit all 7 continents. But when he got to Antarctica, it got a little eerie because he was since detained and wasn't allowed to further explore. Okay. He has built up a huge following on IG and was trying to raise awareness about cancer, as well as trying to raise funds over $1 million for it. Of course, he asked why he wasn't able to fly around, and of course he didn't get any answers. It's said that there is certain ice there that can cure just about anything in terms of ailments. So I don't know if that's what he was looking for, but I guess we'll never know because we can't search Antarctica. Okay.
I promise you, I'm going to sit down and spend a couple of weeks trying to figure out what's in these files. I just haven't done it yet.
You said something that I thought was very odd.
Okay.
You said that you thought that they were demons.
Okay. I did say that.
What did you mean by that?
Well, first of all, there not just in Christianity, but in a number of world religions, there are a number of mystical things that happened, extra dimensional, extra. I'm not one of these people who's like a hyper rationalist. I think that there are things happening in the world that we're not always seeing. I believe in God. I think that there is a kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Not extra real.
Supernatural.
Supernatural. There are supernatural things that are happening. Okay. So if you look historically at, things that are similar to the alien phenomenon, where, some strange being, it kind of looks like a human being, but doesn't look like, but it's not human. And it shows a particular interest in human beings. And then it takes the human beings and, does weird experiments on them. I think my argument is that's either bullshit, right? You're either talking to a crazy person, which I don't like. I'm not saying just because I believe in the supernatural doesn't mean I believe in everything supernatural. But if we're talking about an extraterrestrial being that is human-like but not human, that contains effectively infinite powers and is torturing human beings, you can call it an alien if you want, but I think there's a lot of historical precedent to call it.
I want to start with a date. September 1st, 1859. That's the date they give you. The date the sky turned red over North America, over Europe, over Australia. The date telegraph operators reported their equipment sparking and firing without any power source. The date that auroras, those ghostly ribbons of light typically confined to the Arctic Circle, were spotted over Cuba, over the Bahamas, over the mountains of Colombia and the flatlands of Queensland. The official explanation is elegant, almost suspiciously so. A British astronomer named Richard Carrington was observing the sun through a telescope at his private observatory in Red Hill, Surrey. He witnessed, he claims, a blinding white flash erupting from the solar surface, a coronal mass ejection of unprecedented scale. Charged particles, billions of tons of magnetized plasma, hurtling toward Earth at millions of miles per hour. They arrived in approximately 17 hours. They struck Earth's magnetosphere. The magnetosphere, in turn, induced electrical currents in every conductive material on the planet's surface. That's the story. It's clean. It's scientific. It's been repeated in textbooks since roughly the turn of the 20th century. But the deeper I looked, and I mean really looked, past the textbook summaries and the Wikipedia entries and the reassuring diagrams of solar wind, the more a different picture began to emerge. Because here's the thing about the official explanation. It explains the lights in the sky beautifully. It explains the disrupted telegraph lines. It gives us a mechanism, a cause, a reassuring framework from the world of physics. What it doesn't explain, what it can't explain, and what nobody seems to want to talk about is everything else that was happening on the ground in 1859. What emerged is not a picture of a random natural event absorbed by a primitive technological world, but a picture of a world that was, in some ways, far less primitive than we've been taught to believe. A world with energy infrastructure built into its very architecture. A world that may have been running on something we don't have a name for anymore. And a world that, after September 1859, started systematically removing the evidence. What if the sun was just the cover story? Let's start with what we know, or rather let's start with what we're told we know. The Carrington event is described even today as the largest geomagnetic storm in recorded history. Carrington himself, a wealthy English amateur, was sketching sunspots through his telescope when he observed a brilliant white flash. Less than 18 hours later, the storm arrived. Telegraph systems across Europe and North America failed simultaneously. Some caught fire. Some reportedly continued to operate even after operators disconnected the batteries, drawing current directly from the charged atmosphere itself. That last detail. Hold on to that detail. Because here's the question no one seems to ask. Why were the telegraphs the only systems that responded to this surge of atmospheric energy? Think about that for a moment. We're told the atmosphere was so electrically charged that metal wires strung between poles, copper lines, rudimentary insulation, simple circuits, were not only disrupted but were powered, energized by the geomagnetic event to the point of autonomous function. And yet, look at the rooftops of virtually every major city on Earth in the mid-19th century. Look at what was up there. Metal rods, spires, ornate copper-tipped lightning conductors, elaborate finials on public buildings, on churches, on train stations, on grand hotels, on government buildings, on academic institutions. These structures were everywhere. They were identical in their basic configuration across cities that had no reason to coordinate their architectural choices. Paris, London, St. Petersburg, New York, Chicago, Buenos Aires, Bombay, Shanghai. The same motif, the same vertical metal element, the same connection to the sky. This raises a simple but critical question. What exactly were all those rods and spires for? The official answer is lightning protection. Benjamin Franklin. The lightning rod, protection from electrical storms, simple, elegant, rational. And for a single copper spike above a barn in rural Pennsylvania, I might accept that. But the deeper I went, the more the lightning explanation started to collapse. Because the structures we're talking about...
Come on, man. This is what I'm talking about. People are saying that those balls are magnetic. How did he make that from the window? Something's going on here, guys, and it's showing us every time. Look, again, this guy could not even hit free throws, and now he's hitting half-court three-pointers, bro. Look at this. This is highly impossible. How did he make that shot? Look at this. They're jumping for joy because they know that it's scripted. They know that it's magnetic. Allegedly, this is what people are saying. How did Shaq do that? Like, seriously. Remember, he could not even hit free throws when he was in the NBA. But for some odd reason, he's hitting shots that are highly impossible. Anything is possible when you follow a script. Shut up. You see what he's doing with his hands. Something is going on here with Shaq hitting those shots. But we all know what's been going on with Shaq for a long time now. He's a good guy. I'm not sure how he did that. Maybe he's been practicing off the court, right? But to be honest with you guys, I would have missed that. I would have had to take a few tries to make it. He made it the first try. How? People are saying the balls are magnetic, but why? It's not like he's playing in the NBA right now. Shaq is laughing at us. He's laughing at us while he's DJing. You think he cares if we know that that shot was magnetic? Shut up! Just playing around, guys. That's not true. This guy can really make jump shots. Not just playing around, guys. Entertainment purposes only. Shout out to Shaq for making those impossible shots, but it's all good. And you know what time is it, guys. I'm not sure how he did that. Let me know if you know how he did that.
There is a picture of what people are saying is the actual, real-life New Jersey Devil. The cryptid from the state of New Jersey that people have been seeing for over 100 years. Let me just show you the picture. This was taken in 2017 from someone driving down a highway in New Jersey. Do you see it? Do you see it? What about now that I circled it? That's what they're saying is the New Jersey Devil, flying over the highway. Now that's not the clearest thing in the world, so I made it a little bigger. Now that's definitely weird. It sure as heck isn't a bat, and it doesn't look like any kind of bird I've ever seen. And remember, this picture is taken through a car window on a highway in that moving car in New Jersey, so it's not the most perfect picture you could get. So let's zoom in one more time, see if there's any explanation. You know, it almost looks like the dinosaur called a pterodactyl. I'm not saying that's what it is, I'm saying it kind of looks like that. Whatever this thing is, from the scale, it looks kind of big, and the people there, and people from New Jersey who've seen this image, say it's proof of the New Jersey Devil. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section, Booshkies. Shabadoo.
Let me give you my my Christian answer to this, and it's a good plug for my new book, Communion, Finding My Way Back to Faith.
Not to be confused with Whitley Strieber's book, Communion, which is all about aliens. So that
no, interesting coincidence, Joe.
Pull up the cover of Communion.
Pull up the cover of the good
Whitley
Communion that I want all your listeners to buy.
The problem is, like, you didn't know about this book. I would have told you to come up with a different title. See,
that is wild.
And then there's another one, My First Communion.
We want people to buy the second one, the one that says.
Here's Bill Gates in 2010.
That's a trade-off society is making because of very, very high medical costs and a lack of willingness to say, you know, is spending $1 million on that last 3 months of life for that patient, would it be better not to lay off those 10 teachers and to make that trade-off in medical costs? But that's called the death panel, and you're not supposed to have that discussion.
Oh, you're not supposed to have that discussion. Bill Gates would like to have that discussion. Of course. There's Bill Gates making the math-based argument that, hey, is it really worth it? You've got this old person, no name, but just some old guy who's dying, and all attempts to revive him and keep him alive are fruitless and stupid because he's not a billionaire. He doesn't have adrenochrome. It's not worth keeping that guy alive. I mean, really? Some surf, whatever. But we could take that money. Let's say it costs $1 million, Bill Gates just said. Let's say it takes $1 million to keep this guy alive for a couple extra days when he's going to die anyway. And that's money that could be spent on teachers. What's so interesting, and, you know, that's not probably wrong. I mean, it's very expensive at the end of life, and maybe we should reassess our understanding of death itself, and maybe we should have a conversation about what happens after death. And maybe people wouldn't be so desperate to stay alive if there was a promise of living forever. If there was religious faith, there was a belief in something beyond the material. It wasn't just Amazon deliveries, that this life meant something. But we're probably past that at this point. From the perspective of official America, the West, the leadership in every Western country, like this is all there is. And so living forever in this life, in this body is the goal. And they're trying, of course, famously to do that. That's what transhumanism is. We're not having any of those conversations, of course. There's no solace in death. If there's nothing after death, then how can you feel peaceful about it? It's just the end. Like, what did this all mean? Nothing. So people get panicky and we spend, it's true, Bill Gates is right, an awful lot of money in the final weeks of life. But what's so interesting is we spend an awful lot of money on a lot of things. And no one ever suggests that maybe that money could be spent, I don't know, on something more fruitful or decent or life-affirming. So for example, Bill Gates says it cost $1 million, theoretically, to keep the average old serf alive. Probably better just to kill him. He clearly thinks that. But you don't hear Bill Gates say, well, you know, it cost $4 million for a single Patriot missile. It cost over $1 billion for a Patriot missile battery. We seem to be handing those out to Israel and Ukraine every week. We certainly did for many years. Maybe that money could be spent, I don't know, on education or on roads or on nicer airports or on public parks or libraries or anything other than killing people.
The World Cup 2026 is absolutely scripted. I mean, you really could not have scripted things any better, as Argentina is facing Spain in the finals of the World Cup 2026. So we got Messi versus Yamal in the finals. And again, you could not have scripted things any better. And it's 19 years after Messi actually bathed Yamal in a bath when he was a baby. I mean, come on. This stuff is absolutely scripted. It is all part of the show. It is all a WWE script. And again, 19 years later, and they're playing on 7/19/19. Come on, y'all. This stuff is so laughable. It's not funny. What are the odds? Come on. Exactly. Ask yourselves this. What are the odds that Messi met Yamal as a baby, right? And now, years later, they are meeting in the finals. I mean, come on. It's all a WWE.
She breaks into a nursery at night and blows black dust over babies. And that's the normal part of this advert. 2018, and one of the biggest singers launches a clothing brand for children. And to announce it, she doesn't just do a photo shoot. She makes this. It ran everywhere. Billboard covered it, Newsweek covered it. Everyone reported it like it was just an advert. Watch what she actually does, and then watch what the babies are wearing after. So she walks in at night and then blows black dust over the babies. Every baby's clothing turns black and white. Then security tackle her, cuff her, and then she's laughing like, it's okay, I'm just a celeb. The brand name comes up inside a plus sign. Now this is where it gets eerie, because an actual exorcist went to the press about this. Not a random account, a priest quoted in the Huff Post. His words, this is definitely satanic. There is a mind behind it, an organised mindset. And the brand's own words, their words, not mine. Fashion has the power to shape people's minds.
Went down? Yeah. The surf or the what? No, the result. So you want to check it on the video review? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gigante is requesting a video review to check if the ball went through the net.
Have you ever seen something that completely breaks the rules of reality? During a professional tennis match, a routine point turns into an absolute nightmare for physics. The player challenges the call, demanding a video review. The umpire's voice echoes over the stadium, checking if the ball went through the net. Everyone expects a normal bounce, but the slow motion replay shows the impossible. The ball doesn't hit the white tape. It literally phases right through the solid mesh of the net like a ghost. The umpire confirms it, overturning the call, while the crowd is left in stunned silence. No tricks, no weird camera angles, just a terrifying reminder that maybe, just maybe, we really are living in a simulation, and this was a glitch in the Matrix.
scientific innovation of creating pigments that last for thousands of years is a wild science that's just overlooked, like, as an advanced ability. But just look, like, if you get in on that there, like the Shanu of Ramesses' name, Neferkara, Setepenra, like, look how intricate it is. It looks crazy. It looks laser printed. It looks stenciled in there, but it's hand done. It's wild. Done by a lot.
So here's a flock camera pointed directly at the schoolyard, monitoring where each kid walks, how they get home, if there's an adult with them, which car is picking them up. And this camera is owned by a friend of Jeffrey Epstein who shared over 2,000 emails. How are you guys not outraged about this? A pedophile is recording our children and tracking them.
So Congressman Lindsey Graham has just passed away due to a mysterious illness, but right off the rip, I feel like somebody's lying. Did Russia take him out? Now, you guys may find this timeline very interesting because he just recently, before he passed, went to a Ukrainian drone facility. And I posted this. This is a timeline of everything that happened. So first, he visits the drone facility in Ukraine on July 10th. Then Russia actually strikes a drone facility the same day. Then Lindsey Graham dies suddenly on the same day. Coincidence? Reports say that Russia launched 12 missiles, including 6 ballistic missiles, along with 121 drones against Ukraine overnight. Now, pay attention, this part is important. Russia Defense Ministry says its forces targeted drone production facilities in Kyiv. So my question is, how did all this happen the same day? You fly back to America only to die with this mysterious illness. The timeline is way off. Now, here's another telltale sign. The next day after all this happens, Ukraine's prime minister resigns. Yuri Syrienko, who was the prime minister who just stepped down, was only the prime minister for a year, but before that, she was the minister of the economy, which she had a choppy pass as well. So reports say that she was actually on the board as a beneficiary, diverting funds for certain programs, which was a conflict of interest. Did she get a nice little severance package to withhold information or whatever went down, because she seems to know something and now she's just gone? And for a ritualistic cherry on top, you guys, Lindsey Graham was born July 9th, but died on July 11th. 9/11. They did it again. Make sure you guys hit up my YouTube, The Maverick Approach. I'm doing a bigger breakdown, and let me know what you guys think about all this down below.
From 11 to 13, I sort of skipped that age, and I went from being 11, 12 to 18, and that's how I wanted. Obviously, it's not right, but it's...
And you met Bill at what age?
When I'm 13.
13. I don't know, one day you were playing with My Little Pony, next day you were playing My Little Pony with Bill Wiley.
This platform does not like when I mention names, so comment section, do you think, if you're into your music. Put it this way, her husband was part of one of the biggest rock bands the world has ever seen, and he tapped her up at the age of 13, which is vile. And yet here we have the host of this show making weird jokes about ponies and the audience laughing their head off. And this is a perfect example of how they live by one rule and we live by another. And don't ever think this is a unique individual case. That whole industry is riddled with people who have the same attitude as this man.
Then I realized what it is. There's a man in back of this place. He's the one who's doing it. I can see him through the wall. I can see his face. I hope that I never see that face ever outside of a dream.
Guys, scientists have just found that the San Andreas fault line is under the most pressure that it's ever been in, and it is now lined up with a second fault line right next to LA that could rip open at the exact same time. So they actually built a model of the last 1,000 years of earthquakes on this fault line, and the stress on it right now is about a quarter higher than the worst it's ever been. Okay. They're also saying that there's one spot right near LA where the San Andreas and a second fault line called the San Jacinto basically meet, and scientists are calling it an earthquake gate. So that's cool. They're saying that whenever both fault lines are stressed to the same level, that gate can open and let a rupture jump from one fault line straight onto the other.
New this morning, researchers in Hawaii say 2 of California's fault lines have hit or gone beyond their highest stress levels in the past 1,000 years.
So obviously we see the problem. But happening right now, they're saying that both fault lines are loaded to almost the exact same point, so they could rip together or even all at once across 3 different branches. The last big one that happened in 1857 tore over 200 miles, but it stopped right at that gate. This time, if it were to happen again, the area it would hit is packed with millions of people. The one thing that science
The dad in Inside Out 2 is Andy's dad in Toy Story. Wow. So wait, so he has a new family? Yeah. No, did you realize in Toy Story, I think it was 3, how Andy's dad moved and bought a new place and they all moved out? Do you remember that? Yeah. Just randomly. No, and he had a new family. Exactly. Yeah, I remember now. So remember how if you really back in the movie, look at Andy's dad, Riley's dad. And
before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys that more and more people have reported that their phones were being spied on by a Blue Radio app. This can appear on your phone at any time. To check that this does not happen, click on this icon, then on more. If you see it, delete it immediately.
Andy, without the beard, they look identical. Yeah. And no, this is where it gets crazy. In the movie, like there's core memory balls, right? Yeah. And Riley's core memories, she was in a playground. The same, remember in Toy Story 3 where they escaped the bear? The big bear? The same playground that they escaped was in Riley's core memory. Oh. So it was hints. She was there. Yeah, so it was hints of Toy Story / Inside Out 2. Oh. Which is it's all connected. It's all connected, yeah.
There's a theory that Dr. Seuss, the cat in the hat, is actually a metaphor for a drug dealer.
Oh, what?
Listen. Cat in the hat. That's actually a term they use to call a cool person in like the 60s, 70s, 80s, right?
Yeah.
The theory goes that the cat in the hat is actually a reference to the mother's boyfriend coming into the house and causing trouble.
Oh.
And it just so happens the cat in the hat may also be a drug dealer. That's why all of these kids, the 2 kids, they're seeing these crazy things happening in the house, right? Also, thing 1 and thing 2. Before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys, their phones were being spied on. Click on this icon, then on more. If you see it, delete it immediately. You remember them? Thing 1 and thing 2. Thing 1, thing 2. What would you call drugs if you don't know what they are?
Oh, thing 1,
things. Yo, so listen, bro. Listen, so there's 2 of them. Yeah. There's 2 things, 1 and 2.
Okay.
And there's 2 kids.
Yeah.
1 and 2. So thing 1 and thing 2 were notorious in the book and the movie to what? Cause trouble, wreck up the house, doing all these crazy things in the house, right? Now, it's actually them. Thing 1 and thing 2 is actually the kids on the...
Let me tell you something. Dinosaurs are actually dragons, and the dinosaur bones that they be finding are actually Nephilim bones. Okay, listen, I know I sound insane, but here on this channel, we like to think outside the box, and if you're gonna be here, honey, you can't be a buzzkill. You need to have that tinfoil hat, not only put it on, but secure it, okay? You ready? Let's get into it. So, okay, let me know why. You know how the first age of Egypt, like the golden age of Egypt, is when humans mingled and walked with the gods? And we already covered the fact that the ancient Egyptian gods were just fallen angels, and also a mix of the abominations that they made here on earth by mixing half human, half animal DNA. This is coming from the book of Enoch, which I read as history, not scripture, but I do believe that it happened. Like, there's actually a crazy amount of proof that this is real. I do think some, if not all, Egyptian gods are literally half animal, half creature. And in the canon Bible, you can see the plagues that God sent to Egypt when Pharaoh needed to let the people go. The plagues directly align with ancient Egyptian gods and goddesses. Like, it was like God was like, you know, I'm just going to show dominion real quick, and that's on biblical period. All right, so now that we know that, why is it? Okay, I'm trying to see what I can say on this app. Y'all, I did an entire deep dive of how the ancient Egyptian gods are actually just fallen angels. It is a crazy watch on my podcast, The Deepest Rabbit Hole. It's the one with this thumbnail if you want me to send you the link to that video. Comment the word Enoch and I will send it right over. There was a dude named G.E. Kincaid, right? Kincaid, I don't know. From the Smithsonian. Remember that, because y'all know who is the one telling us that these giant bones or these dinosaur bones are dinosaur bones. The Smithsonian, okay? Homeboy GE found ancient Egyptian artifacts in the Grand Canyon. Strange. Why would ancient Egyptian artifacts be in the Grand Canyon? I feel like because back in that day, in the days of Noah, before the flood, these fallen angels were being worshipped everywhere. Okay, so it only makes sense. Okay, we're the offspring of these fallen angels and the mortal women, the Nephilim. And if they know, or if we know that the Nephilim actually existed, which is the reason why they put it in movies and TV shows to desensitize us and make us think that mythical giants aren't real, what? If society as a whole were to actually be able to open their mind to something like that being the case, we would no longer be controllable, right? People would be exploring just a little bit too much. Listen, I gotta zip it. I'll see.
Hey, look, I released the footage and I don't know, the response is a little not what I thought it would be, okay? I don't know, maybe I am going crazy. I thought if I released my security footage that you know, that would be it. Everyone would see that I wasn't making this up, but I'm reading the comments and I see that everyone thinks, you know, I'm still crazy and that this is a big joke and whatever, that I'm making it up or that that's me, and that people are saying that's me and a costume or my brother or whatever. So, I don't know, maybe this is a big flop, you know. I was just trying to get the information out and I don't know, I guess people don't want to believe that they won't believe. There are some of you There are some of you that are on my side and know I'm not making this up. So, I don't know. Maybe I just delete the account and just try to forget that this happened. I delivered on what I said I was going to deliver on, but maybe that's not enough. So, maybe we just end this. I don't know.
Bless you. Leave me alone. How are you? Hey, you're scaring my dad. You're scaring my people. You hear me? You hear what I'm saying? God bless you. Leave me alone.
Something's going on with Shia LaBeouf. People are saying that some lady said that Shia LaBeouf accused her of stalking him while she was just sitting in her car. Something's going on with Shia LaBeouf. Maybe he thinks that everybody that's around him, sitting around him, is watching him, but something's going on with this guy. People are saying ever since the Eagle Eye movie, he has not been the same. He's been doing strange things for a long time now, guys. Something's going on with him, and I'm just asking you guys, do you know? Because I have no idea. He told her that she's scaring his dad, but I don't see nobody around him. Maybe his dad was around there and his friends, but I didn't see them. Something's going on with Shia LaBeouf, guys, and we need to figure this out because That lady said that she was not stalking him, allegedly. This is what I'm hearing. I'm not sure how true none of this stuff is. But of course, guys, entertainment purposes only. I hope that Shia LaBeouf is okay and he's not going through anything because he's acting very strange lately. I'm not sure what's going on with him. If you know anything, let me know.
Okay, this is too much of a coincidence. Look. What? That's strange.
Of the United States, like myself, this is important that you hear. It's important that you go click and watch the video, read the article, and everything else that I'm about to tell you. Listen, there is an anomaly that is swimming or moving up alongside Africa, and it's expected to possibly breach East Coast waters. Now, I don't know what it is. It's huge as fuck. It's a cluster of waves over 80 fucking feet high, spanning 2,000 miles. This is all real. This isn't conspiracy. This isn't bullshit. This isn't fake news. This is factual shit. Please, if you live on the East Coast, click the link in my profile. Go to the articles tab and read it for yourself, or go on Google or your favorite search engine and type in anomaly in ocean in Africa. Stay safe, stay blessed, and stay lit, people.
Welcome to part 2 of men in Hollywood who like to wear pearl necklaces. It seems some of you in the comment section just didn't get my hints. Well, this video will be much more straightforward. And again, it very well could be just a fashion trend. But if we know anything about Hollywood, there's a deeper meaning behind everything that they do. Number 1, Jason Momoa. Another one would be Justin Timberlake. And he wears them well, I'd say. Shockingly enough, Travis Scott, who really likes pearls exploding all over his head. Bad Bunny, he likes them small, medium, kind of giving a yummy video vibe. Or again, just drizzled all over his face. Another one would be Lil Nas X. And let me tell you this, you couldn't get any more obvious, in my opinion. There are so many signs with this one. It's like some of you need a legit history lesson or something. RIP to the old Sam Smith, who these days likes to have pearls dangling from his ears. And again, guys, there were many, many signs. Another one would be Steven Tyler, who in 2026 is America's most favorite grandma. And shockingly enough, another one would be Youngblood. And with the images that I have discovered of him online, I would say that this one is obvious, and I couldn't imagine what he has gone through in this industry. And also, what are the odds of this? Youngblood is 28 and Steven Tyler is 78. What is going on here? Sadly enough, another one would be Post Malone. Seeing as where he started, I always kind of wondered how he ended up where he's at today. Haven't you? Some more would be Dennis Rodman, Tyler, the Creator, Little Uzi Vert, who just splatters them from head to toe, it seems, and of course, Lil Wayne. Drake would be another one, but I have to be honest, when I saw him in pigtails, it all started to make sense to me, doesn't it to you? Kanye West, and Juice WRLD, which is pretty right in your face to me, and literally at that, as he had pearls dripping from his tongue. And again, as I stated before, it could be nothing, but why do we have articles lasting from 2020 to 2026? It's almost like the media really, really wants young men to hop on this trend. And they do tell you over and over again in articles who their targets are and why. But are you listening? Or maybe it's that they expect you and young boys to follow trends of activities they are interested in.
I have to have you clear something up, though, if you don't mind, on the show this week. The last time you were on, we had a clip that got like 2 million views because you said something, and then people are actually attacking me saying, that's not really Bill Shatner. That's why I'm glad you're on video this time.
What did I say? I take it back.
I asked you when you were up in space if you could clear the air of letting people know, is the Earth round or flat?
And can you confirm that the Earth is round? Because there's been a lot of talk that the Earth is flat. Are you able to tell that from space?
No. I have not seen complete proof that the Earth is round. You can't tell me that it's round with any great proof, other than somebody said, oh, I went around it. Well, that's their journey. My journey is, as far as I'm concerned, the Earth is flat.
Interesting. You actually said to me that there was no evidence to you that the Earth was in fact round, and until somebody proved it to you, it was flat. That's what you said, and people went friggin' nuts over it. I didn't realize people would go that crazy.
The Earth is flat. The illusion is that it's round. The Earth is flat. The illusion is that it's round. The Earth is flat. The illusion is that it's round.
World War III is about to start as senior Pentagon officials are examining military options for Cuba, including a 101st Airborne assault involving thousands of U.S. troops. Now, who just happens to be an ally of Cuba? That would be China, who has already come out and warned the United States not to attack or intervene with Cuba. Now, who just happens to be allies with China? That would be Iran, who the United States is currently fighting a war against, and Russia. Also just came out recently that Russia was planning on attacking Poland to test the strength of NATO. I am no expert here, but if you dragged in all of NATO, allies of the United States and Israel, and then if you drag in all of Iran's allies, that include China, Russia, and now Cuba, that's World War III. But before that happens, if you want to stay updated before everyone else, make sure to hit that follow.
Hey, check this out.
Clearinghouse, right?
No.
You show up with a, it's not Publishers Clearinghouse.
American.
What's Publishers Clearinghouse?
That's another company.
What are you?
That's our rival.
Is that your rival?
American Family Publishers. We're American Family.
What's the Publishers Clearinghouse?
Craig, anybody can make a mistake.
You're seeing this Ed McMahon being interviewed by Jon Stewart. Yes, Daily Show Jon Stewart. And he's being asked about Publishers Clearinghouse. Now, there's a couple of takeaways from this. One, Jon Stewart remembers like we remember it. You see, he mentions it a couple of times, Publishers Clearinghouse, correctly. Ed McMahon is not having it. You could see he's slightly irritated by this. Ed McMahon admits that they do the same thing. Same kind of setup. Same kind of big check.
Publishers. We have rivals. It's like everything else,
What do those guys give away?
They gave away the same amount of money. They're on the Super Bowl. Everybody gets us confused, so don't feel badly.
Right. But that can take away is we know Jon Stewart from The Daily Show. He is very informative. He is very careful about what he says and the information that he brings to the table. He is hilarious, but he is also very smart and calculated. You think that Jon Stewart just didn't do his research and didn't know about American Family, the other company that Ed McMahon claims he works for? Or was it just matter of fact that Ed McMahon worked for Publishers Clearinghouse? I don't know, you tell me, but it seems like there is a big push to prove that this just didn't happen. Ed McMahon did not give those big checks out. Me, I just don't feel like he got it wrong. I think he's remembering correctly. I think we're all remembering correctly. And I think that Ed McMahon worked for Publishers Clearinghouse. Let me know what you think.
Talked to one farmer who lives right next to a data center. Not a new calf since they built that data center. The noise is called nothing but stillbirths. So it's doing that to cattle. What is it going to be doing to our kids? What is it going to be doing to our family members? Texas law says that every homeowner has the right to quiet enjoyment of their property. How are we going to have that if they create this noise, they create this heat, they jack up our water bills, they jack up our power bills? No, that violates right to quiet enjoyment. There is a part of me that is really, really worried that AI is going to be basically that apple of knowledge, that if we take a bite out of it and we are not ready for it, that we will either destroy or be removed from this blue marble of Eden that we...
So now, we so caught up in the matrix, people don't even care because their light bill is coming, their car note is coming, rent is coming. Why are they debriefing evangelical leaders about this? The movie Disclosure Day, they said they were concerned that it was going to make society unfold and it would challenge the views of Christianity. Why are they doing that? I don't know. They're doing this because everybody has to go get the book Imminent from Luis Elizondo because disclosure has already happened. Dr. Roger Lear was a renowned surgeon. He was documenting removing implants out of people from metal isotopes that don't exist on Earth, and they're sending signals out to deep space. Why is this happening? It's almost like we're getting monitored or we're in some type of a zoo or something like that.
So you're telling me that if we are reactive, if we get offended, if we get in our feelings instead of in the spirit, come on, then it's likely that we have cheerleaded, supported, come on, and reinforced demons, come on, that we were responsible to cast out. Come on. We were there to prove that they were a liar. Come on, come on. But we came, and because we're offended, we proved them right. And you know why? Because you weren't operating with the fruits of the Spirit. Okay? Because if you operated with love, joy, peace, long-suffering, tenderness, self-control, right? When that thing happened, it wouldn't have shifted you. Oh, God, that's why God said, if you're going to be in this ministry, you have to be unoffendable. On what? Unoffendable. Because if all someone has to do is offend you, and now you are so upset within yourself that you can no longer carry out the kingdom mandate, then all the enemy has to do is have that person act out in a certain way, and your ministry is done.
1,000 people saw it on my live stream last night. 1,000 people saw proof. For the rose, appreciate it. Sorry for the dirty laundry. What the fuck? Did I not close that when we were just here a minute ago? People kept asking me to show them the attic. I showed them the attic. I came out of the attic. I closed the attic door. I went inside. A little while later, people wanted to see the attic again. I came out here, and this happened. It's not loose. It's not loose. Watch. It's not loose. You know what I mean? It's not going to fall down itself. I'm not going up there. I'm not going up there. I'm not going up there. And I know a lot of y'all watching this right now is going to say it's fake. I'm just taking clips and making stuff up or whatever. If you were one of the 1,000 people that were there, please comment and let these people know. Shit went down live on stream and still people are not going to believe me. But I don't care.
Do you believe that time travelers exist? Do you believe that people can predict the future? And why do I say that? Because there's a viral tweet from the year 2021. And the claim is that Argentina will beat Spain in the World Cup by a final score of 3-2. And here is the tweet right here that is going viral. This is straight off of the account, now known as X, but formerly known as Twitter. Argentina just beat Spain at the 2026 World Cup final by a score of 3-2. Have a look at the time it was posted. Then take a look at the date. And if you're following the World Cup, you already know that Argentina is going to face Spain on Sunday, July 19th at 3 p.m. So now you need to ask yourself a question. If Argentina does beat Spain by a score of 3-2, will you then believe in time travelers or individuals that can predict the future? And as predicted, there will be a lot of skeptics out there that claim that that is a fake tweet, that's AI generated or something else. But here is the actual X account, or formerly known as Twitter account, that was created back in March of 2017. So once again, here is the prediction for the 2026 World Cup finale. Argentina will beat Spain by a score of 3-2. So I guess my question to you is, if this tweet from 2021 comes true, and this happens, will you then believe that time travelers exist, or people that have the ability to predict the future exist? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you.